Plaintiff Yolanda Cunningham was married to the defendant's brother for 37 years, and they were both drug addicts. After Yolanda's husband passed away, the defendant supported her. But while living together, Yolanda claims the defendant assaulted her. She's suing for the assault, a loan, and the cost of a bedroom set. Defendant Bonnie Smith Bankston admits that while living with Yolanda, they got into a physical altercation. But she insists Yolanda was the aggressor, and she simply pushed her in self-defense. Bonnie's countersuing for an illegal eviction and pain and suffering.
Start with you.
I was married to her brother, my husband, for 37 years. My husband passed away last year.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you. We both were recovering addicts. We were crackheads for 17 years. And through the grace of God, I have been clean and sober now 15 years and 5 months.
Good.
I chose to turn my whole life around. I took my talent that God given me and put it straight and soul to advocate against drugs, also to be able to talk about drugs so make a difference in the world.
Good.
I ended up creating a 10-foot crack pipe.
You had a 10-foot? You was getting high enough. 10 foot?
It's I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You didn't bust your heart?
Huh? No. It's non-functional.
Oh, you didn't
It's a
use
piece
it?
of, no, it's a piece of art, Your Honor.
Okay, I see
I
it
created it. It made front page.
now. All right.
Yeah, so in my sole
nice piece of
intention for
art.
this, to tell you, Honor, that I thrive on continue to keep my sobriety. I won't let no one take my sobriety away from me. No situation, no how severe it is. I continue to stay straight and focused. I do not want to be back in the system, seeing no judges. I'm sorry I got to see you, but you know. Unfortunately, we're here with that right now. And unfortunately, I had to be taken almost back to that far when it came to
What are
dealing
you
with
saying?
this
It's
money.
threatening your sobriety?
Yes, sir,
How?
to the point where when she put her hands on me and she put her hands around my throat, it took me so far back, Your Honor. I went so far back, I was pacing the dang floor. Unfortunately, I had to be taken almost back to that far when it came to
What are
dealing
you
with
saying?
this
It's
money.
threatening your sobriety?
Yes, sir,
How?
to the point where when she put her hands around my throat, it took me so far back, Your Honor. I went so far back, I was pacing the dang floor.
Plaintiff Yolanda Cunningham is suing her sister-in-law because she claims while living together, the defendant assaulted her.
Let me get some background from you.
Well, as Yolanda said, I have known her for 30 years. As she said, it stated that she and my brother was crackheads, and they moved from Talladega, Alabama, back to California. So she and I really didn't have a lot to say until my brother died. And when my brother died, I really knew that the only thing that she knew that she would go back. So I reached out to her, and I was determined that I was not going to let this young lady go back to or relapse back into drugs. So ultimately, I talked to her, and I convinced her to move to Georgia, where I am. And she did move. So
You all had a good relationship other than this
We-
incident?
we did until she assaulted me.
All right, we'll talk about that. But
I
where do
never
you want to
assaulted.
start? The loan, the assault, or the bedroom set, or if they all go together? Tell me about it.
Well, I'll start with the assault, sir. For the assault, I never assaulted her. As my witness would be,
Tell me what did happen.
what happened, it was basically over,
When, approximately?
actually on August 8th and spent into August 9th because the police report says August 9th.
All right.
So it's early morning.
Let me see your police report so I can get an advanced look at it. And what happened?
It was being angry over $150 in emails, misunderstanding emails, and then we got downstairs. I got downstairs to try to tell her she misunderstood the email, and then it got to the point where she was cussing at me in my house, and I told her, "You're not gonna cuss at me in my house," and she wouldn't stop cussing. We got to a point where I just said, rose my head, I said, "You know what, I'm not even doing this, but you're not gonna cuss at me in my house." So she was walking in front of me, and as she walked in front of me, she approached the stairs, and I was behind her, and she was steady cussing, and I'm pointing, "You're not gonna cuss at me in my house. I'm not gonna allow you to do that." And so she's still cussing at me, but she turns around, and because of what I was pointing my finger, turns around and grabs me by the throat, and I falls over into the chair. That's when my son jumps up to see if I'm all right, but that's when I get up, and I said, "Oh, God, And I was about to fight her and go back in my old Dolphine way, but I said, oh no. I said, B, you finna get your country bunkin' A up out of my house. I'll be dang if I have to fight you, and I done fought your brother for 37 years and him putting his hands on me. I'd be dang if I have to fight his sister. So the popo is gonna come get this whole, excuse me, sir, out of my house. I started pacing the floor because she went on upstairs and I ain't going nowhere. I'm contemplating because my son knows I didn't let my husband get away with hitting me. I'm letting this go. I didn't touch her. Because I saw everything. I saw being locked up again. I saw being put in the system again. I saw I had to do everything all over again. And all I did is pace the floor to wait for the police to get there. And I just praying God that, I thank God that she left voluntarily that day. And the police said she left, and it says in the police report that she left. And I was still
let me read.
thinking.
Upon arrival, officers met with Yolanda Cunningham, who advised that she was physically assaulted by her sister-in-law, Bonnie Bankston. Cunningham stated that she tried to talk to Ms. Bankston about bills that she owed to her for staying in the house. Ms. Cunningham stated that Ms. Bankston started cursing at her and pushed her by her throat, causing her to fall on her living room sofa. Ms. Cunningham stated that her son, Manuel, witnessed the incident. Officers spoke with Manuel, who was also on the scene. He said, man, he ain't seen nothing.
No?
That's what he said. Now, Manuel told the police, he said, I ain't seen nothing.
Exactly.
Cunningham complained of feeling a burning sensation on the right side of her neck. She appeared to have bruise marks on the right side of her neck. Bankston stated that she tried to go upstairs when Cunningham met her at the staircase and pushed her forehead using her index finger. Yeah. Ms. Bankston stated that she responded by pushing Ms. Cunningham back and that her hand somehow caught Ms. Cunningham's neck and she fell on the sofa.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, you hate when that happens. Somehow caught her neck. All right. With regard to the loan, how does she owe you for a loan?
She owes me $1,332 because I loaned her $2,000. She
When?
paid 2015 in November.
Okay.
She didn't sign a promissory note until 2016 because she hadn't paid on it, and she promised to pay $334, and that's the promissory note.
When was that signed? Let's see it, please.
April 11th, 2016.
And how much has she paid since that time?
$668.
And the bedroom set, cost of a bedroom set.
The bedroom set that she, $1,482 when she moved into my home in March. I let her move in because she's leaving her husband. So she needed a bed set because hers was broke, and she asked me, can I buy her a bed set and she'll pay me for it? And I did so, and it was $1,482. I didn't touch her because I saw everything. I saw being locked up again. I saw being put in the system again. I saw I had to do everything all over again. And all I did is pace the floor to wait for the police to get there.
Plaintiff Yolanda Cunningham is suing her sister-in-law because she claims while living together, the defendant assaulted her.
First of all, let's address the assault because you're countersuing her for the pain and suffering for the assault in addition to an illegal eviction. So we'll start there and then we'll address the loan and the bedroom.
Okay, Your Honor. We're here today because she knew that I had lost my job at the end of July, and that I couldn't really afford to live there. And I told her that I would leave in August. And she said, no, you don't have to leave, just try to pay the rent. So anyway, I said, well, I'm going downstairs. And I went downstairs to get some water to take my medicine so I go to bed. Yolanda came down there screaming. And I said, I'm not going to talk about this right now. She said, yes, you are. I said, no, I'm not going to talk about it. So she said, you get out. So she said, you get out. So I said, okay. So I went upstairs. I was going upstairs, excuse me. I proceeded to go upstairs. Once I proceeded to go upstairs, Yolanda came behind me yelling. And I'm like, looked at her like, who are you yelling at? And then she walked up to me and started pointing her finger. My mom always said, as we were little, don't start no fight. Don't touch anybody until they touch you. I allowed her to point her finger in my face until she touched me. When she touched me, I just shoved her. Now, as far as the choking, she's delirious because I shoved her. I felt threatened at that time.
All right. Now, with regard to the loan, what do you say to that, ma'am?
Okay, so she did loan me the money. Actually loaned me $2,000. I paid $630 some odd dollars back, and actually I did sign a promissory note to begin to pay her in April. I was paying her. We had our housewarming party in June. Okay, right after the housewarming party, Yolanda said to me, "Well, Bonnie, since you have been so good to me, you have actually kept me from going back, or relapsing."
When did you start being good to her?
Oh, since the day she came. I mean, even when she was in California.
Okay. So why didn't she come to you before you signed this agreement that you would repay her?
I have no idea, sir.
Okay. Did you say that?
No, sir.
All right. So I'm inclined to believe her because you have no idea. What about the bedrooms?
Okay, the bedroom, as you can see, I asked her, if you'll pass this to him, this is mine.
What is it?
This is where I asked her, do I take the bedroom? So this is before I even moved. And she said, of course, it's yours.
It's yours if you pay for it. Did you pay for it?
No, I didn't pay for it. It was a gift.
All right.
No.
She said it was a gift all along.
No.
You have any evidence that she was to pay for it?
She just said she was going to pay for it. And
Do you
with
have any evidence of that?
No, I don't have evidence. All I can tell you, Judge, from
She has
before
evidence that says when she asked, do I take the bedroom
because
set?
I told her, she don't have the whole text that I told her that I would sue you for the money because you know it's owed.
Do
But
you
I
have
didn't-
that?
No, I don't, sir. But I did allow her to take it because I told her I was going to sue her for it because she said she was going to pay me for it.
This
but I knew I
doesn't
had
sound like that type of conversation.
But the conversation
do I
took
take the
place.
bedroom set with me? Of course, it's yours. But by the way, I'm going to sue you for it.
No, that's later.
Doesn't sound
That
reasonable.
was later, sir.
Doesn't sound reasonable. In regard to the pain and suffering, I don't know who initiated it. The only independent witness is the son, who says he didn't see anything. He told the police that. So I'm not going to provide pain and suffering to anyone because I'm not convinced of who the aggressor was. Yes, you had marks on your neck, but it could have been that you started and you just lost. The illegal eviction. One, you all needed to separate. That was something that had to happen. The loan I'm going to grant you, and I'm going to conclude that this text where you said the furniture is hers, essentially either gave it to her or forgave the debt. Judgment for the plaintiff in that amount, $1,332. Your claim is dismissed. Have a good day.
Thank you. Come here, girl. This is.
I love you. I love you too. I love you, girl. Now let's go home. Now let's go home.